on one hand, I'm happy with whoever wins because I like both the teams in it, but also that means I'm sad thinking about either of these teams losing.
I'm gonna look over and you're gonna be in tears after the game.
I hope that whoever wins, I hope that as it ends, the cameras only show me the winners celebrating.
Oh, if I
don't want to see crying.
If you see Joe Shiesty crying, is it over?
I don't want to see Joe Burrow or Matt Stafford crying. Joe Burrow probably wouldn't cry. I think Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford would cry, and I would bawl my eyes out if I saw him cry. We'd have to drive over there and give him a hug. Let me through. That's my boy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 23 of the Harvester Sports Podcast. I'm Noah.
And I'm Austin, and we're going to talk about some amazing things today. We talk about the Super Bowl, the playoff games that we had. We talk about the Raiders hiring, the Giants hiring, a lot of stuff. Tom Brady. If you want to know a lot about Tom Brady, just watch this episode. You'll have some fun.
Maybe we drop an inside scoop. Maybe on this podcast, partway through, Tom Brady walks in and reveals whether he's retiring or not. I might pull that chair up. Take a thumbnail, Photoshop Tom Brady sitting right there, and have the say Tom Brady retires.
We don't have to. He's right here. He's actually sitting here. How you doing, Tom?
Okay, it has been officially almost 6 hours since I DM'd Tom Brady on Instagram, asking him for the inside scoop about if he's going to retire or not.
Yeah,
and he has not responded.
The whole world is waiting to make sure.
so I'll have the inside scoop, the answer for us soon.
Yeah, but because for people that don't know, probably everyone knows, Adam Schefter came out and said Tom Brady's retiring. But I think he had a follow-up tweet that said, hang on, let's wait to see if Tom Brady responds to Noah's DM real quick, and then we'll really know. So everyone just wait, hold the presses.
Well, I think Tom Brady just said on his podcast that he's basically day to day about it.
Yeah,
every day he goes back and forth deciding whether he wants to retire.
He flamed Adam Schefter in that interview too. I saw a thing. He was like, a lot of these guys just want to jump on the news and be first and not be right. And then Adam Schefter tweeted that part in quotes. And everyone's like, he's flaming you. He's literally talking about you, bro.
Which is kind of funny because even before it came out that maybe he's not actually retiring, before people started sharing reports saying maybe that's not for sure.
Yeah.
I even told you, I was like, I really wish that the way it came out that he was retiring was not just a tweet from Adam Schefter saying sources say Tom Brady's retiring. After his long career, I want it to be
you wanted a press conference,
a sick press conference, or a Super Bowl commercial of him retiring, or some big thing.
That's what people were saying, that he should do a Super Bowl commercial so he still wins that Sunday somehow. He still takes all the spotlight away.
So he can still make the Super Bowl about him, even
though he's not playing. All right, welcome to the halftime show, and it's not Kendrick Lamar, it's the spotlight and Tom Brady, I'm retiring. And then
that would be good.
Right, and then he's out.
The halftime show was just Tom Brady retiring.
That's why we've always talked about how people always said that they should announce trades and stuff. You should just go into a game and randomly Aaron Rodgers walks out in your jersey and you're like, oh snap. But then everyone's the rumors came out your team has made a trade. What it is? And then Jamarcus Russell walks out. You're like, wait, what? This one's not hidden.
Yeah, but imagine if during the Super Bowl, you're watching the Super Bowl commercials, there's a commercial that just is Tom Brady announcing retirement, and then it just goes right back. All right, back to the game. And you're like, wait, can we take a minute?
Tom Brady it should be him checking his phone, seeing the tweet, and be like, he's spitting, and then that's it. Oh, how do you know? And then just hangs up.
Us reacting to the tweet saying Tom Brady's retiring, might have been the same thing as Tom Brady reacting to the news thing. He said, us being like, oh, Tom Brady retired? And he checks his phone, he gets the notification from ESPN. Oh, I retired?
It's I'm done.
Do
you think about me? How mad do you think his family was for half a second? They're like, he just didn't tell me? Gazelle?
They're like, you kind of dropped some hints and stuff, but you didn't tell me for sure.
His son's like, I don't get a kiss goodbye. He's like, I don't get a resignation kiss, man. I don't get a retirement kiss. But so people are mad at Adam Schefter again for jumping the gun. And people are comparing it to, do you remember when he jumped the gun with Andrew Luck and announced his retirement while he's just standing on the sideline?
Was that Adam Schefter also?
Yeah. Announces it, and then Andrew Luck gets booed out of his own stadium. Yeah, that's his last thing. Doesn't get to go on his terms, goes out on Adam Schefter's terms.
Yeah, no, well, I think if I was Tom Brady, what I would do, what I think he could be doing right now is that he most definitely pretty much was going to retire. Yeah. But he wanted to be the one to announce it.
Yeah, so
then now Adam Schefter announces it. So then he's going to give us a few days, maybe a week, where he's like, am I going to retire? I don't know. It's day to day. I don't
Yeah.
know. Am I? But really, he knows he's probably going to retire.
Yeah,
He's like, I don't know. So that way he can call a press conference.
Oh,
and have
I
it be
see.
a big
Yeah.
moment. Because you got to raise the doubt a little bit to where it's kind of like 50-50. People are like, oh, he might be retiring. He might not be. And then all along, he definitely was going to retire, but he wants the moment.
I think like he probably is just waiting to retire on our podcast is what's really happening.
He's waiting. Well, I should keep checking the DMs.
Yeah, we have to keep making sure to keep check because they go into the junk drawer sometimes. Tom Brady's DMs. But yeah, we were also. You asked me the question when we were talking about Tom Brady retiring. If you were him, do you sign a 1 day for the Patriots? Yeah, and end it as a Patriot.
Yeah. So right now, if he is retiring, some people are saying if Tom Brady's retirement stands, like it's
a call on the field,
like it's under review. But if him retiring stands, then he will play 20 seasons in New England.
Yeah,
and 2 seasons
in Tampa.
Yeah. Do you think if that was you, would you go back to the Patriots and sign a little 1 day?
Yeah, go back to New England. People always said like, does he not like Belichick? And then Belichick's like, we're all fine. Tom Brady's like, no, we're fine. They love each other, still friends. So like, if that's true and they're boys, I'd for sure go back to New England. That's not a 1 day. But we're also talking, do you think Mac Jones will piss himself for just half a second? He checks his phone. Tom Brady signs of New England. He's like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Is that TikTok? Excuse me?
Bill Belichick and Kraft and all of them are reassuring Mac Jones, being like, it's just like a ceremonial thing. It's just for 1 day. Then he's going to retire. Trust us. But still, he's seen that paperwork come across the deck. Tom Brady just signed.
No, he's just checking his phone. He sees a notification. Here's a knock on his door. He opens his Tom Brady with a gun. He's like, hey, man, it's one more dance. Last dance.
See, I don't know. It's tough.
It'd be hard, yeah. If they like each other, then for sure sign back. But if they don't, he probably doesn't want to be involved. Like he doesn't want to be.
But I think
with Belichick.
Yeah, I don't know where their relationship is at or was at when they left, obviously. Yeah. But regardless, I think both sides have to recognize like they won 6 Super Bowls together.
Game recognized game, man. Right?
Like regardless of, I mean, that was your coach for pretty much your whole career.
Regardless on what,
I'm sure their terms are good enough to where it's like, we are like the coach QB duo.
Yeah,
it's like
I'd
the greatest
hope so.
in history.
No matter what side you're on, if you're on like Belichick or on like the Brady side, they're never going to be able to tear each other apart like that Super Bowl, right? They're never going to say this is Brady's Super Bowl, this is Belichick's Super Bowl. It's always going to be intertwined.
Yeah, I mean, history is not going to think of Tom Brady as being like, oh, he was coached by Arians and Belichick, or like Belichick and Arians. It's going to be Belichick. Oh, and at the end of his career, he had a little time with Arians,
which is probably like we're talking about like Brady being the GOAT, and that's definitely a better ending than like when MJ went to the Wizards, right? This is definitely a more ceremonial like ending than our poor boy MJ going.
Why is that?
Because MJ, his career didn't really end on a high note. He was on the Wizards, right? He had a lot of knee injuries and stuff. He was rough. At least Brady made it.
Well, that's
pretty deep.
Part of like, I mean, Tom Brady's 44 years old.
Yeah,
it makes sense to retire at his age. But also watching him, didn't he pass for the most yards?
Oh yeah, he won MVP last 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, and he's an MVP talk this year, or he's like up there.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me, selfishly, I want to see him play until he literally can't physically throw the ball anymore.
Yeah, like
I want to see how far he can go, how many he can
once
win.
He gets to that, like, when he gets to that Ben Roethlisberger end of his career, that's when he should call it quits.
Well, because I'm thinking, even how much would he have to deteriorate to still be one of the top 32, 32 quarterbacks?
No, there would have to be a spot on a roster somewhere for him, right? Until the very end.
Even if it's just like a little rebuilding year where you're working, like trying to find a quarterback, draft one the next year.
It's a real life Madden franchise. His overall can't drop that much year to year, right?
I'm thinking. I'm like,
because you have him, and you have Brady in yours. And you were texting like, is he retiring real?
He's 97 right now overall in Madden. So I'm like, if he deteriorates, how much is he going to?
He's not going to go to a 7, like a 50, like overnight. You could eat a 92 for a little bit, right? If you're some teams like what teams could need a quarterback? Like the Panthers, I'd eat a 92 overall Brady, right, for a season. Broncos, I could eat like if Brady went. People talk about Aaron going to the Broncos.
The problem is that the teams that would want Brady, like that would want a Brady for a year, are also teams that Tom Brady would have zero interest in playing for.
Yeah, no shot. That's why the only reason people are saying like might be true is because of the cap space and stuff of the Bucks right now. Like a lot of people resign, and they're like going to be pretty close in money. So Brady doesn't know if he wants to be around with a kind of fix it up year. Like he thought maybe this is his last year. Like that interview that we said like on TikTok and so we're talking about in the last podcast where it came out that he said he wants to go out on top or win a Super Bowl, but he doesn't know if this is the year because he thinks it's going to start cutting down a little bit.
Well, that's the thing is even some people might look at this year and be like obviously Brady didn't make it as far as he has in the past. He's still 44 years old.
Yeah,
and carried a team to the divisional round of the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not bad.
No, I would think if that's my deteriorating years, then I'm a biggest smile on my face, right? If me being like on the way down is me making like division round of the playoffs, then hey man, call me a bust.
Yeah, but the league's gonna look a lot different without him next year. Even there's a lot of changes happening between quarterbacks, also coaching changes. The Raiders announced their new coach today,
and we can talk about that too. But a lot of quarterbacks leaving, right? Like Big Ben, all these guys, and this is not really the draft to make a move for a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting because I think there's still going to be quite a few quarterbacks to go in the first round. Mm-hmm. They're just quarterbacks that if they were in last year's draft, they would not be going as early.
No, but
if you're in a position where you need a quarterback, then
like Washington might still take one. Yeah, but like the guys that they would draft this year, probably not in the top 15. Like were like Justin Herbert's class and stuff. Like they would be pushed to the second round. Like these quarterbacks probably.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I think there will still be 3 or 4.
No, there'll still be probably 3 or 4. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But but real quick before we go into the coaching change and stuff. I brought up something cool to you. I said, do you think the Buccaneers of Tom Brady, right, winning a Super Bowl, signing Tom Brady, did what the Nets with KD and the Lakers with their older roster like haven't been able to do? Like signing those old guys and winning that championship in that 1 year?
Yeah, but it is different. Is there a lot of old players? I mean, obviously there's Tom Brady and Gronk. Yeah,
just guys like re-sign those guys like Levante David and those guys. Like there's some older guys on there,
just
like
Ndamukong Suh, people on one team winning.
Yeah,
I mean,
not even necessarily old people, but just spending that much money to win it for one. Get that one championship.
The one chip.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's hard to compare football to basketball, but also like that's the thing everybody talks about is like the Nets and how they haven't lived up to like what like you sign these 3 great players. How could they not win the chip? Exactly. But I was looking at stats that since they signed Harden, giving them the big 3 of James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, those 3 have played 16 games together.
That's so crazy. And it's been like, what, 2 or 3 seasons? It's wild.
Yeah, but over the course of those 16 games, they went 13-3 is their win and loss percentage. So if all 3 were on the court at the same time.
No, they're going to be winning games for sure.
Yeah.
And we even saw that their away games, they have a higher win percentage playing away than they do at home, which is wild too. Like they're a very random team right now. But you expect great things when you sign a guy like Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie, right? It's like Nets fans, the next organization, you probably expect trophies when you got that team.
Yeah, well, I remember when that first happened, everybody was saying like, obviously it's going to be Lakers-Nets championship, which is not really looking like that's going to be the case, but it still could be.
Yeah, I just think that the Brady acquisition is definitely more has produced more success so far than like KD and Kyrie and Harden to the Nets.
Well, I think that just shows how good Brady is because it's not a guarantee. It's possible, but it's not a guarantee that you sign a bunch of older players that are really good and you'll win a chip that year. That's not a guarantee. So you still have to. I mean, if you looked at the Bucks were a great team, but still, I mean, it required a lot of Brady to be able to win the championship. It required a lot.
I would say that probably the Lakers are more of like on the signing these older guys to see if it'll make it work for one more year than like the Nets would be, huh?
Yeah, they're just better at it. I mean, a lot of the Lakers' top players right now are not even necessarily their older players. The Lakers are just weird.
Let the young dudes cook sometimes, and those tickets are still expensive for no reason. I just want to go to one game, please. Maybe we can just go. No, I wasn't saying we can go to like a Clippers game, but that's still
that's is hilarious. I was looking at ticket prices. The prices to go to a Lakers home game compared to this week the Lakers play at the Clippers.
Yeah.
And it's nosebleeds are like start $30 compared to like
it's
starting at like $80 for a Lakers home game, which is hilarious.
No, it's so fun, but it's still like Kawhi and BG, right? Those are still cool guys to watch. Oh, they're probably
they're dead. Clippers are down bad this season.
Oh no,
they're missing some boys. No. But even if the Clippers had all their people, it still wouldn't be that much different.
Yeah, it's same place, so much less expensive. It's just the name, right? You're paying for the name, like always.
The name. I mean, it's just the what is it? The PA system or whatever.
Yeah.
What they're yelling over the top, saying like the music they're playing, or saying like everybody chant let's go defense or whatever.
Like that. Yeah, it's
but
like
even I'm really curious. A Lakers Clippers home game. What do you think I'm curious what the fan ratio is looking like.
It's probably still the same as a Lakers home game, right?
It's probably more Lakers fans.
Yeah, sure. Oh, for sure. I was going to say it's like you're paying for the brand, but you could like, sneak away with it. But for sure, like buying it like an Apple charger is so much different than buying, you ever buy the chargers like in the gas stations and you have to hold them at a certain angle. That's legit Lakers and
that's the one that I've been charging my phone with for a while now. And
you have to hold it.
It charges it just enough to where if I'm using my phone while it's plugged in, it stays. Like it doesn't, the battery doesn't deteriorate or go up. If I'm using my phone while it's plugged in, it stays at the same number. So if I get down to 1%, I can plug it in and it just stays at 1%.
It's just that Thanos line. Balance, as everything should be. That's why I have to tell like my girlfriend we're in the car because my cord like that. My car is crazy, and then she picks up my phone. You have to hold it a certain, and then the car disconnects. I'm like, and now we're without music for this 30-hour trip or 30-minute trip. Well, since we talked about, you want to talk about the playoffs real quick, or you want to talk about the coaching changes?
Let's talk about the sign-in today, or I guess made official today.
Yeah, the conferences today. Yeah,
of Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, so the Raiders hire Patriots GM Dave Ziegler, like Dolph Ziegler. That's so sick.
Is that Ziegler?
I think it's Ziegler. Yeah.
Ziegler.
That's how Mark Davis said.
Zigzag.
Yeah, it's Mark Zigzag.
Wait, what Mark said? Mark said
Ziegler.
Marky.
Yeah,
I'm on a first name basis.
Marky.
He's at the crib. Mark said Ziegler.
Mark, don't come in yet. That was actually Mark that opened the door. I forgot to tell you about it. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Dude, real quick about Mark. Why him and my dad got beef now?
Yeah, we're in a boxing ring and having a fight.
Yeah, right? Like, I think because Mark saw what my dad said. It's my dad. He's going to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? David Carr, oh boy, DC8. He'll speak the truth. He's not going to hide it. And I guess Mark saw that interview on Colin Cowherd and called him out today, right?
Yeah, saying he went.
He said it
was a joke he made.
Yeah, it was still funny.
The joke, I was like, somewhere in his head.
Oh, yeah. DC8
is deep in his head somewhere.
I got the quote right here. He said, that he was thinking of trading Carr, and then he paused, and then he added David Carr, not Derek. I like Derek. And then my dad texted me, and he texted me that screenshot. He said, "You think Marky was watching my interview?" It's fun. It's fine though. It's all in good fun. But so yeah, the Raiders hire Patriots GM Mark Ziegler and Patriots OC Josh McDaniels. How are we feeling about that? Pretty good. A lot of Raider fans are up in the air with that. A little 50-50.
Yeah, I think it's because when you have a guy who on the Patriots has had a lot of success as being an OC. When he was head coach, his record obviously was not as good as when he was an OC with the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are a little questionable about that. But listening to, what he has said about offensive game plan and kind of what he sees, it all sounds...
No, it sounds great. You can tell he's very, like, football smart. Like, he's got plans. Like, he's... Like, it would be different if he hit us with what he did to the Colts or whatever, right? When he was mid-plane ride and then spun it around and went back. Like, that's different. I could see being mad at that. But he seems like he's got a thing. He wants to, like you said, more play action, bringing in double tight end sets with Waller and Foster Moreau. I like that. It sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Josh in the red zone, right?
Yeah, using Josh in the red zone more. He said red zone offense is something he wants to focus on, which... the statistics show
we were not that good.
That should be worked on. But he's indicated. I like that he said more creativity.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what you like to see, especially in the red zone. Keep them guessing more.
Exactly, because a lot of fans in the past have said the Raiders are very like even like people we know are like you know what the Raiders going to do. Like it's like the same thing. So it's good to mix that up. It's the NFL. This isn't like high school or Pee Wee where you can run the same thing, right? It's not Madden and you can hit Y and run the same play again.
Yeah, well,
you got to change it up.
Even I think one thing he said was more pre-snap movement too.
Yeah, keep exactly
guys moving around, different things, which not everything needs to be some like crazy trick play where you've got Derek lining up at receiver.
We don't need you. We don't need your Philly. We don't need your Philly special every play. Philly special, reverse Philly special.
Here's the thing: is that Hunter? I didn't know this, but Hunter told us that he played QB in high school.
Yeah, you told me like,
why have we not run Philly special?
Right, that'd be
also,
so sick.
When he said that, I told him run the Philly special. So if they ever do it in game,
so
I mean, your boy.
If we lose Marcus, right? If Marcus is gone this free agency, we can just take what Marcus has been doing, put a little Hunter back there, man, and maybe throw the fade this time. Throw it to Derek in the end zone on Diggs.
That's true. Although I've seen those stats about Derek's speed.
He's fast.
He could be receiver. He's Hunter to Derek Philly special.
Oh yeah, that'd be so clean. But you said used to run Philly special and then reverse Philly special, so they wouldn't know which one's coming.
Yeah. In Madden, I'd hit him with. It's Philly special and then like fake Philly special.
Oh, fake Philly special. Yeah, that reverse. Yeah.
Where one of them he just comes around, it's almost like a jet sweep, and then the other one's like a jet sweep, and he throws it out.
Yeah, that's clean, dude.
To the wide receiver. So those are the only two plays you need in your playbook, really. Unless they bring the blitz, then it's just.
Then it's just raps.
then you're probably fumbling it.
But talking about the coaching change. But I saw something like we've seen. Obviously, I watch the Raiders all the time. Uncle's there. I watch the Giants. That's where my dad was. Where my dad won the Super Bowl. The Raiders and Giants kind of had a similar idea, right? Raiders hire two Patriots who have been together, and then the Giants hire two Bills who have been together. Bill Sean and Brian DeBolt, head coach and GM of the Bills. So it's kind of like it makes sense to keep guys who know each other like together.
Well, and I think that could be something to do with maybe. I like it in the sense of making it seem a little bit less. Obviously, it's still a new system for them to figure out, but maybe like less. Like when you've got guys that have been together, then it feels maybe less like they're figuring out everything from ground zero, working their way up. With figuring out how do I work with this guy? How does this happen? So maybe guys that have been together, it can maybe easier to come in and get moving right away.
I think so, yeah, and I think it's interesting what the Raiders are saying, right? Because the Raiders, like Mark Davis, some of them. They're giving us a lot of hope, and I feel pretty good. Like they're all saying, right, like let's build the O-line, let's get Derek like involved in stuff, and let's get to work, and that makes me really excited.
Yeah, I saw, or I think I've got the quote here that Mark Davis said that this is not a rebuild, not a reload. We're taking it to the next level.
Yeah, that's what everyone was worried about. Was everyone's like, we made the playoff. That's why everyone wanted to keep Bisaccia.
That was the worry with getting rid of Bisaccia.
Yeah.
Was because like
we made it to the playoffs. Why are we restarting?
Best season in a long time.
Yeah, don't restart. Yeah.
So if they have that that's a good mentality.
That's a great mentality to have.
Because you want to look at last season as being like that was a really successful season.
Yeah.
How do we build on that? If we can, like, how do we get a couple more wins out of the season and go deeper in the playoffs rather than being like, all right, start from scratch. How do we make a winning football team? Say we've got a winning football team.
Yeah, let's add to it.
How do we win more games?
Yeah, exactly. And I think with these hires, like with the Raiders hires, like Dave Ziegler, right? Or Ziegler, sorry, I've said his name two different times now. I'll just say Dave, right? We're boys of Dave apparently now. Yeah, but Dave, like he was there for like Josh Allen, or not Josh Allen, sorry, that was the Giants signing. But he was there for the quick rebuild, right? They had a really quick rebuild. They had Tom Brady's gone, Cam Newton, and now they're back and they're in the playoffs again, right? So like stuff like that is what we need. We need to like build on the team and we need to keep going. Like this isn't a time to throw everything out the window and restart. No,
you don't want to restart.
Yeah.
But hopefully that means they're going to have some good free agent signings.
I think so, because that's what Mark talked a lot about. He's like these guys, like he was talking about, like these guys from the Patriots. They draft guys to get guys that fit their role very like well and perfectly, and then they get these big name guys to fit those roles perfectly. And that's, as a Raider fan, I'm like, yes, dude, please.
Well, and that's something that even for all those years when prior to Mark Davis as owner, when Al Davis was owner, towards the end of his tenure as owner, Raiders weren't winning a lot of games. But one good thing to Al Davis's credit was that he was always going
and getting guys.
He was getting after it in free agency. He'd always be trying to sign at least one big name free agent.
Yeah, all these guys like Jerry Rice, right? Ronnie Lott, all these guys probably have a year left for you. Right, these big name guys.
Yeah, I mean, even like the Raiders were just signing, like they'd sign like Richard Seymour, all these guys where it's like he'd always be going for somebody, which is what you want to see, like not being whatever the word
stable,
is. Not you don't want to be like apathetic in free agency.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing that has hurt the most about the Raiders in the past, or like even the Giants in the past, is like you see where we're at as a team, you see the moves we need to make, and then they're kind of stable in the water during free agency and the draft. And like we could be making like, why aren't we like I swear I bet all these fans all fans of NFL teams know, and you probably know. Have you ever seen like a guy get signed and that's like a certain amount of money? Like we didn't even offer him that. Like that's so much, or like a trade. Like we couldn't offer them a 5th round pick for that guy. Like that's wild. Like that's the dude that would be amazing in our offense and our defense. Like we couldn't even offer that.
Shoot some shots.
Hey, yeah, that's what exactly, bro. Just do something, man. Like just make a little movement, and I think we're finally gonna see movement here.
Yeah, and I would think the Raiders should be a good free agent destination.
Oh, especially in Vegas. Yeah.
I mean, just in terms of. They're a good team.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah,
they're a good team, and they're the Raiders. Like the Raiders,
a good team.
Cool uniforms.
Yeah, they're one of the best uniforms in the league, right? It's like Raiders. What is it? Raiders, Cowboys, Steelers, probably like Packers, right? Are the biggest names in football, really. Yeah. Like out of history wise, right? Like I'm not saying like success wise right now, but like history wise, these are like the big names. These are the biggest fan bases in football.
And do you want to live in Wisconsin?
Yeah, no one wants to live in Minnesota. Like no one wants to go to the Vikings, man. I flip the Vikings for no reason, but I know Saul watches it. It's so funny. But you're talking about the Raiders. I can go on a little rant about the Giants real quick, but my bad. But yeah, so the Giants hire Sean Wright. I keep saying Sean, but it just spells it so weird. He spells Sean really weird.
It's sick.
Yeah, it is really Schoen. Like how is that not? But hey, Cook. But those two guys. They are coming in, right? The 2 Bills guys, Bills assistant GM, and then Bills coordinator, right? These guys, both of them are saying, I was wondering like what's going to happen with Danny, because Danny, he's an off and on guy. Everyone who watches football know like Danny's can be really electric at times, and then can be having games where he fumbles 3 times a game, right? He's kind of inconsistent, but he has those games where he shows like, look at it, like a spark of like could be a great player. And these guys look like. Brian said to himself, like, said like in the press conference, we're gonna build the O-line, we're gonna protect Danny, and we're gonna just protect this kid and like get him on the right track. Which I was big smile on my face hearing that.
Looking back to that NFL draft, when Danny Dimes was drafted, yes. I remember because
we were in like Endgame or something, like
Infinity War, yeah, because it was the same night as the Infinity War premiere, and we were there looking at it on our phones. From Duke, interesting choice.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, there's some good edge rushers on the board. They're gonna be so good.
The crazy thing is that because people were criticizing Dwayne Haskins was the like obvious choice to pick over.
The obvious choice. What they're all saying. Yeah,
but I mean now, it looks like a good draft fit. You just need to get some guys around Daniel Jones.
Exactly, and like the Mara family and John Mara himself has said like we've done everything to screw this kid over, right? With like coaching changes and OCs and stuff like that. We've done everything to hurt this kid. It's time we finally start like helping him out.
Yeah, well, and it's tough. Even something as similar like having Saquon with him. Saquon's had all these injuries, which is really unfortunate. Because if you have a healthy Saquon, get Danny some weapons and then see what happens, I think is what you need to do.
Well, not even like the weapons we have. It's like just protect him a little bit. Yeah. That's what.
give him some time in the pocket.
Give him some time, and then if you think about it this way, you protect Danny, right, with the O line. You're also giving Saquon an amazing O line, right? So it's like the two things you want. You want Saquon to be able to do what he does best, and you want Danny to be able to cook a little bit. Just let him cook a little bit. Probably at the time I was hesitant hearing a Duke quarterback, but now I'm open to it. So now it's better. I think I was more sad about. I was like, that probably means Eli's time is coming to an end pretty soon. Do you remember when Eli had? I don't know if you remember, had like the longest streak of starting games, right? And they subbed him out for one game and then put him back in. Like they started. It was like Tyrod Taylor, something random. But he had the longest streak of starting games.
Yeah, I think I remember.
And then one game, they're like, you know what? We're going to try something else. They put him in, and we lost the game, and they put Eli right back in the next game. I was like, it really just ruined his streak like that. But Cook, I guess. Let's talk about the playoff games that just happened, the AFC and NFC Championship. This whole playoffs we talk about have been amazing games.
Yeah, I mean, I think this season football fans have just won.
Oh, yeah. Like, they have won. I don't think, was there any games that were bad? I don't really think so.
No, I mean, the first, what was it, Super Wild Card Weekend? There were a couple of blowouts in there, but past that, they've all been super close. Yeah,
the Raiders was one drive away. Like, we're on that game winning, like that game tying drive. Like, all these games have been amazing.
And then the next week, 4 walk-offs. Last week, 2 walk-offs. Walk-off field goal and then overtime.
Interception by our boy Jimmy G. But let's talk about the Bengals real quick. So the Bengals overcame Yeah, he threw the interception. Remember the little...
Yeah, I was doing the math. Yeah. No, they both threw some pickies.
Yeah, they threw some pickies.
Pat and Jimmy both threw a little picky at the end.
They threw a little picky, but so the Bengals overcame an 11-point deficit to move on to the Super Bowl, which is wild. Against the Chiefs, too, which is insane. Because I saw everyone everywhere was like, oh, the Bengals are such a cool story, but the Chiefs are going to blow them out probably. You know, everyone was like assuming the Chiefs are going to blow them out. And then to see the Bengals start coming back, I was like, come on, man. Yeah. Let's do it a little bit.
No, I mean, it's... This whole postseason has just been incredible. And to have great games and, like, two of the most likable... Like,
Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow?
There's just no... I'm just happy no matter who. I just want everyone to have fun. I just want everyone to have a good time. Guys, let's end in a tie. Like, let's split the trophy. I look at the two teams. I'm like, I want Joe Burrow to get a championship so bad. But then I'm like, Matt Stafford, that man needs a ring. Yeah. So it's like...
In my mind, I'm like, Joe, you got a long time to do it, right? You have a long career ahead of you.
Oh, interesting.
Let Matt Stafford... Because he just needs one. I just want him to get one so bad.
That's the thing is, you look at Matt Stafford and it's like, this might have to be the year.
Yeah, right. But
it'd be tough for him to. I mean, maybe the Rams can keep it together again, but
yeah. Well, but the Niners, like all the Niner fans out there, that heartbreaking loss after that Jimmy G shuttle pass, which I get, he's trying to keep the play alive, but like when you watch,
that was the last play, really, no matter what.
Yeah, so I think it was fourth down. So, but it was just so funny. It was like because everyone like was saying stuff like. This is the type of driver Jimmy G would throw an interception to end the game. I'm like, no, man, he's got it. He's had 2 Super Bowls under his belt as a backup, but he's still clean with it. And I see this, I'm like, oh man, there it goes.
Yeah, and the Niners. I mean, yeah, the videos of Deebo Samuel
those hurt. Yeah, those are awful.
Deebo Samuel sitting on the bench afterwards because I mean he had an incredible season.
Oh, Deebo, he's one of the best players in the league right now.
Put him. If you had 11 Deebo Samuels.
Yeah.
What's that offense putting up?
The offensive line might be controversial, but everything else is going to be clean.
At every position. I mean, maybe you want a normal offensive line.
Yeah.
Or some Deebo Samuels that start to bulk.
Yeah, they can put on a little weight.
So they're different body types.
Like we were talking about like watching the Navy and the Army games, right? Because like they can't be big offensive linemen because they're going to the Army and the Navy. So it's all these little dudes like playing left tackle, and it's so funny to watch. But yeah, it's so sad seeing like these videos. I don't know why they do it. I get why they like for views and stuff, but like when they run at you when you're crying, right? All these guys and they're just sitting there like, yes, cry. Like, yes.
Content.
It's like we're watching Fear Factor today, and he's like, it's all over when that chick's losing the game. He's like, yep, it's all over. And she's like crying, trying to eat the apples. Like, get the apples. Nope, not too slow. Like, I'd be like, please just don't talk right now.
Yeah, as the like other contestants are trying to reassure them, oh, you did your best. And Joe Rogan's like, looks like you're going home.
Yeah. And then they're like, just walk off into the desert.
Pack your bags. We're going to film you walking away from the camera.
Yeah. It's all right, man. But so, Rams Bengals Super Bowl. People are saying this feels like a real life Madden franchise, but that's 100% true. But I think this is one of the best Super Bowls we could get, like just nice guy wise, you know?
Yeah. Do you know at the beginning? So back in preseason, what do you think the odds were on the betting odds on the Bengals to win?
Oh, probably
the AFC.
You probably could make a lot of money if you
75-1. on the Bengals winning the AFC Championship and going to the Super Bowl, 75-1 was the odds.
We should have put money down. We should have put some money down, dude.
The crazy thing is, last season they had a losing season.
Oh yeah,
losing record.
Well, what they draft this year? Pick 4. They drafted 4, like top 10, right?
Yeah, I mean Jamar got when they draft Jamar very early.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a top 10 pick, and then they're in the Super Bowl. That's one of the quickest turnarounds ever, right?
Yeah, which is incredible reflection of Joe Burrow that he comes in, plays well, gets hurt, doesn't play the rest of the season. They have a losing season. Plays the next season, they're in the Super Bowl.
That would make sense. Do you think he gets comeback player of the year, or do you think they give it to like Dak? I know they haven't released that stuff yet, though, right?
No, that's after the Super Bowl. But yeah, I don't know. Comeback player of the year would be somebody for sure.
I was hoping for Saquon.
I think Dak Prescott was one that
I think Dak Prescott's up there. Yeah. But yeah, there's an amazing.
He did have a deep playoff run. Or did he?
Did he though?
Or are they the Cowboys and we're first round exits?
Jake's down there just in tears right now. But like if you go watch our video up on our channel right now, where our boy DC8 breaks down like the success of Joe Burrow, but also how the Bengals can protect him more. It was shown again yesterday, or like this last game, right? They sacked him how many times?
I think this week was 7. The week before that was 9.
Yeah,
which is the man. I mean, they've won the past 2 games. They're in the Super Bowl, averaging getting sacked 8 times per game over the last 2 games.
Like, he's fighting for his life, but he's winning these games. Imagine what would happen if you would protect him.
Yeah, at least the Rams defense isn't that good. Oh wait, Von Miller, Aaron Donald,
Jalen Ramsey, Eric what?
I mean,
it's a quick turnaround from picking top 10 to this, but still, man.
How many sacks is Aaron Donald getting in the Super Bowl?
They held the Niners didn't score the last, or didn't like get a first down the last 3 possessions of the game.
Mm-hmm.
They held him to 33 yards and an interception. Like, that's wild, dude. This Rams defense might eat Joe Burrow alive, which I don't want Joe Burrow hurt.
I don't think they got that many sacks on Jimmy G. They might not have gotten any.
I don't know if they got any sacks, but they
were clamping.
No,
the whole game.
They were getting there, man. That pressure was getting there.
Mm-hmm.
But so a lot.
If Joe Burrow had an offensive line,
imagine, dude,
they'd be running the league.
Oh yeah, with Joe Mixon too. That's another thing. Like we say, get on O-line benefit Danny and Saquon. Get an O-line benefit your whole team, because he's already insane, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I mean, like, just add a little protection. It couldn't hurt.
Because people were saying, like, remember, it was either going to be, did they draft a tackle or the draft Jamar, right? That was going to be the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what, let me look up his name real quick so I don't get this wrong.
The offensive lineman they were saying to draft?
Penny Sewell, something like that. Mm-hmm. But he went to the Lions. Like, I mean, he probably would have looked amazing on that O-line.
Yeah, well, that's...
But that Jamar Chase, it's working out.
The criticism of the Jamar Chase thing was like,
you're not going to have time to get it to him.
Don't draft Jamar Chase because you don't have an offensive line, and Joe Burrow is going to get killed every play of the game.
He's getting killed.
It's like he is getting killed, and they don't have an offensive line, so you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are so good that they make it work sometimes, even though he's getting killed.
I mean, hey, just imagine what the Texans could have done if they would have given DCA just a wide receiver or 2. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he could have survived a little longer out there.
But... yeah, I mean, that game, I was reading you the other day. This was from Kansas City radio station.
Yeah,
that they tweeted out.
Oh, this is the dumbest tweet I've ever heard in my life. Dude. This is so annoying.
It was prior to the game.
Yeah,
it says, "Against all odds, we were never supposed to be here. We were never meant to make it this far. But against all odds, we did. What a season. Thank you for the incredible ride. We will always be #Chiefs Kingdom."
Dude, that's the dumbest tweet ever. Have you seen everyone responding? Like, what are you talking about?
Because everybody loves an underdog story. Like, that's why everybody loves the Bengals this year.
That's clean. Trying to make yourself the underdog, even though you're one of the best teams in the league. You're like, everyone hates us. I'm like, yeah, because we're so bad and underdogs. Like, what, dude?
Yeah. It's like, so the Chiefs, okay, you weren't supposed to be here? I'm pretty sure that, like, literally, like, the betting odds said you were number 1
to be here. It's those things like, when, like, you're talking to somebody, you're not really listening, kind of going, yeah. That's what they tweeted. They're like, yeah, everyone hates us. Like, yeah. It's like, we're the underdogs. Like, wait, what? You can just catch a glimpse of what they said.
Yeah,
they have one of the best quarterbacks that people say he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks ever. We can talk about that later, but you still have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, right? And, like, the best high-powered offense in the league. You are not the underdogs to make the playoffs.
Well, and it was weird because watching the game, I even heard the announcers a couple times say, like, when the Bengals were playing really good, being like, these are not the underdogs.
Yes.
Or, like, they'd say things like, these are not the underdogs. It's like, okay, now that they've come back, they're not the underdogs.
Yeah, now that they come back.
I know they're still the underdogs.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're just really good and are, like, gonna win. But that doesn't mean they're not... didn't slide for the game as the underdogs. They're still the team that had a losing record last
exactly.
year.
So if the Chiefs are the underdogs, I don't even know what you call the Raiders when they made the playoffs. Like, what is even that? They're a million feet in the ground, just dog. Like, what? Like, that's so insane that they tweeted that and they went like this. They said we're the underdogs. If I was that, I would have tweeted and thrown my phone, but I can't look at that for another day or 2.
I mean, everybody loves an underdog story.
That probably got them some numbies, though, low key. They were probably cooking a little bit. When they say
we were never supposed to be here. Okay.
When they say like any press is good press, right? Is how they say, right? Like bad press and stuff like that. They cooking for them probably for a little bit. But one of the things I want to talk about is with these teams like Rams and Bengals in the Super Bowl. One of the big thing is like, sure you can want the Rams to win, but a lot of people are like, I don't really want the Rams to win, but I want these guys on that team to get a Super Bowl ring. So like some of the guys that people are rooting for, Aaron Donald, of course, Eric Weddle will be sick, Matt Stafford, who we love. Like we want that man to get a Super Bowl ring for sure. OBJ would make my Giants heart a little depressed, a little happy. Andrew Whitworth, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller could get a second. But yeah, that's like there's some good names in there of guys that like I really hope they get that ring.
Yeah, and that's
no matter how much you play.
One of the things where like people talk about this is the most likable matchup that we've had in a while.
Oh, for sure.
At QB and also just like the teams.
I mean, I want Aaron Donald to get it. Aaron Donald's the best defensive player of all time. Like he needs a ring under his belt. Mm-hmm. Matt Stafford, one of the most likable guys of all time, and stuck in purgatory in Detroit.
Yeah, well, it's funny to see all these Lions fans. I think most Lions fans just really want the Rams to win. Like, they're not
exactly.
bitter. They're like he did his best for us for a while.
Exactly.
Now we just want to see him get the reward he deserves.
Yeah, I love those videos of the Lions fans rooting for him. If you think about it, they signed Matt Stafford the same day, a year later, that they are now making the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that like we're talking about turnarounds all this episode. Like that's really all they needed. When people say they just need a quarterback, that was 100% true. Like that trade, worth it for sure to get Matt Stafford.
Yeah, and I mean, and that really worked out. And also, even the year before that, people were not necessarily criticizing, but saying the Rams were very much in like win now mode the year before. Because when you looked at their contracts, it was like, oh, they're all up next year, or like it's going to be tough. But also, they're in the Super Bowl now. Yeah, the year after that.
So it's worked.
So the next year, they actually weren't in win now. They were in win a year from now.
Yeah, and like, you're not going to care what your draft pick is going to look like next year when you have a Super Bowl under your belt like the year before, right? I don't care where I'm picking. You're going to pick, what, 32? Like, I don't really care, man. I got that Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Also, before I talk about the Bengals, who like could potentially get a ring on there that we like, I think that's like is weird to me about some fans, like some Raider fans, is like I saw them talking about like, I can't believe you have to root for the Chiefs, right? And they're like, I have to root for the Chiefs, but I didn't want to root for the Bengals who beat us. I'm like, I would think for sure for Raider fans, we should have been rooting for the Bengals the whole time and not for our division rival. Like, even though it hurts that they beat us, God, don't root for the Chiefs, man.
I've never really been one to
hate the guy who beat us.
Hold that against like the team just because you beat it. It's like, I mean, it's the same thing with, I mean, it's just, if anything, it reflects better on you because it's like, oh, the Raiders lost to the team that's in the Super Bowl now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And, why would you want the guys that are in our division to win it?
Like, you can't dislike a team just for beating you straight up.
Oh, like, yeah. But it's different if it's a division rival that's beating you. You know, I'll say you suck. I don't care. But it's different. These are just dudes, man. They're just the Bengals out here floating.
Yeah, I mean, there's some teams. It's the same thing in baseball. I'm a big Dodgers fan. Dodgers got eliminated by the Braves.
Yeah.
And then the Braves went on to win the Super Bowl. Of course, I wanted the Braves, not the Super Bowl. That would be impressive.
That would be sick.
But Braves went on to win the World Series. And it's like, of course, I'm rooting for the Braves because Braves had a lot of really likable guys on their team.
Exactly.
Freddie Freeman. And also because they played the Astros in the World Series.
Yeah, so you're not going to root for the Astros.
I'm not going to root for the team that my entire fan base hates just because
just being that one guy just going Astro. That one guy.
Yeah. The one guy in the
Dodger uniform.
The entire US outside of Houston. The one guy rooting for the Astros.
That's so I was just so confused. Everyone's like, man, sucks having to root for the Chiefs today. I'm like, why are you rooting for the Chiefs, dude? I saw a video of a Niner fan. He switched up quick. I think Kenny King posted it. Our boy Kenny. But a Niner fan posted on TikTok of him wearing full Niner gear and being like, that loss sucked. But he's like, when the loss sucks, but you're from Ohio. And he took off and he had a Bengals jersey underneath. He's like, they switch up so fast, bro. Bang, bang, Niner gang. But so we talked about guys in the Rams that we could get a Super win. Listen, there's going to be a name in here that you're going to recognize. That I'm going to say that I hope he gets a ring for the Bengals, right? Just go past it like nothing happened, all right? But guys that we want that could win Super Bowl with the Bengals, that we want to get a ring. Joe Burrow, right? Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Tyler Shelvin, Jesse Bates. Right? Those are all guys who I'd be cheesing too. Also, that picture of Tyler Shelvin holding up Joe Burrow made me really happy.
After he did the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing in the
college after he won the Natty.
That made me feel really good inside. I was cheesing for sure.
Well, it's just interesting because you've got one side that, like, the Bengals are it's a very young team. They feel very like young and up and coming, and then the Rams are very like Like they want to win now.
Just that
even
yeah.
like I think of like Cooper Kupp he's not as young as you would
No,
think.
yeah.
And their team is...
He's into his 20s, pretty, yeah.
Not to say that their team's all old, but they're just not... they're not Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase young.
It's also... Like, it makes sense, but it's also so weird to me in sports when we talk about, like, a 28-year-old being old, right? Being like, oh, that's so old. I'm like, dude, that's like... He's such a young dude, man.
Yeah.
But in football, it's like, oh, he's getting old, or he's 27. I'm like, dude, what? Or like left tackle Trent Williams, like, oh, he's 32, man. He's really getting up there in age. I'm like, dude, that's so young.
And then you see guys like Rich Incognito, and you're like, oh no, he is old.
No, I'm like, he is old.
You're like, no, he's old.
But then it's like Tom Brady's 40 something. You're like, that's pretty sick. It's like it's like, oh, he's getting really old. But then it gets to the point, it's like, that's really sick.
Well, what was the rule that you were saying DC came up with for jerseys?
Oh yeah, so DC8 has a rule where he says you can't buy a jersey of someone younger than you, which I think
I'm gonna catch him violating.
No, I'm gonna catch it. Yeah,
because he's definitely gonna violate that rule.
Oh yeah, I know he has a Hunter Renfrow jersey. I've seen him wear it, so he already broke it. But
interesting because his brother is younger than him too.
That's very interesting. But but it's probably easier to also get like legends of your team, as you know they're not going to get traded or released, right? You already know the deal. Like, I get that part of it, but his rule is very funny. I think we kind of said maybe wait a couple seasons and see if they're like how the team's doing. Like I think Jake downstairs was like, we should wait like 3 or 4 seasons, then you get their jersey and break the younger than you rule, maybe.
I don't. I would break the rule.
Because all my dad would say, he said it threw him for a loop. He saw like a 70-year-old dude wearing a Justin Jefferson jersey, and he said it threw him out of whack for some reason.
But I like.
It'd be better if he had that and then he looked at DC8 and hit the gritty.
Yeah. But I don't know, because you see, I feel like I really like the idea of getting rookies though, or like young guys, because even like.
I mean, I do football cards. Does that count?
When there's like an up and coming like a rookie, they have like one good game, and I'm like, oh, their jersey would be clean.
I have a Tyler Shelvin jersey.
Like Max Crosby. This was his second year, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty young, but
that jersey.
Max Crosby jersey would go hard.
No, that jersey would for sure go hard.
Or even like on the Lakers, they'll have like a bench player have one good game, and it's like his first game out of the G League. I'm like, jersey would be cool. No. AR-15.
Do you have any preference on the Raiders' home or away jerseys? Like if you were to buy a jersey, you go in white, you go in black.
I think their coolest jerseys that they have are the salute to the green ones.
The green ones are really sick. The Army ones, yeah, those ones are really. Do they do that anymore? Or was that a thing a couple years ago?
Did it? I haven't seen them wear.
I haven't seen them a while, but those are really sick. Like, you're right.
Those are cool.
I remember the jackets where they would have the color, like the little color of the team, and it would say like Broncos or something underneath.
Yeah,
those are very sick.
The color rush ones are cool too. I think the NFL needs to change a couple rules around, so that the Raiders can wear
all black
matte with a matte black helmet.
That would be so good. And just call it like a blackout uniform.
The numbers are black with a silver outline.
Yes, dude.
And then the helmet is matte black.
Just matte black.
Silver Raiders logo or something.
Yeah,
or just matte black straight
like
up.
I think all Raiders fans want is black pants, right? That's what we've been waiting for. It's always been great.
Black pants with a black shirt would be.
Yeah, that's all we want. That would look so nice. Can you imagine that?
It's just black. The helmet. It's them not being able to have a black helmet. That's tough.
Yeah, that is very tough.
Because you can only have one helmet color, I think.
Yeah, you can only have one helmet color, which is yeah, I think so. But they're also bringing back. I know they're being more relaxed and they're allowing like retro uniforms for this next season. Like they think the Patriots are bringing their really cool ones back, the red and white ones, the old school ones. Yeah. Those are really nice. But yeah, so we talked about all these guys getting a ring. Aaron Donald will be sick. Eric Weddle. But let's make some Tyler Shelvin.
Every time you say Eric Whittle, it sounds like you're like a little kid saying
Eric Whittle.
Eric Whittle. Well, it's like when I was a little kid, I said, go Waiters.
Yeah, go Waiters. I make Derek's kids, and while we're watching Derek, and like everyone in the stands, we go, Waiters. And his little kids go, Waiters.
You know, when I was a little kid, I had to go to speech therapy because
nice.
Can
we just end it there?
And the end of that episode, because that's how I talked.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, I said my R's were W's. Renegade waiter. So I'd say like the waiters.
Dude, can you please?
And my parents were like, it's pretty cute, and they're like, if he grows up and still doing that, then we'll
then it's not.
If I was actually just like as old as I am right now in the stands going, waiter.
The next Raider game we go to, I said, Goku, can you please cosplay as Renegade Waiter, but with a Raider jersey on? Just Renegade Waiter. But yeah, you want to do some predictions real quick? You want to what are your Super Bowl predictions, man? Rams, Bengals. You want me to go first? You got it.
Sure.
I'm thinking The Bengals, it's a 6-story, but they'll probably back their young team. I think I really want the Ravens to win, or the Rams to win.
Ravens have a probably not very good shot at winning.
Ravens are underdogs to win this game for sure. But I think I want the Rams to win because I think there's a lot of guys just on that team.
But do you think they're going to? Who do
I think they're going to win the game.
I feel like you're the type of guy that whoever you want to win is who you say you think is going to win. Have you ever in your life said, I want them to win, but I think they're going to win?
I've said the opposite. I said, I wish the Giants would win, but I hope they tank. Does that count?
What is that?
Like, imagine me going to sitting down and be like, I can't wait. I hope we lose so I can get a higher pick. Okay, yeah, so I think the Rams are going to win, which it's not because I like the guys, but, it's an addition, right? I think the Rams are going to win because they're the better team. I think that pressure that Joe Burrow's been getting on him all season, right? This whole postseason. Dude, let's make a guess. Like, how many sacks do you think? Do you think they get to him or no?
I think they get, I think 4 or 5.
I think I was thinking the same thing. I was like, 4. I bet.
I'd say 4, but it's constant pressure.
It's going to be it's going to be sacks is a low number. It's like QB hits, QB pressures, yeah. And that's going to be out of this world.
Because Joe does a good job of like being mobile.
Yeah, he gets out of there.
Like if he was not as mobile as he is, it would be double-digit sacks every game.
Oh, and he's wearing that massive brace. You think that would weigh him down too, but he's still hauling. But yeah, so I'll do my score. I think it's gonna be. I'm low-key thinking it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I'll say 21-17 Rams. You didn't like that number.
There's nothing. The thing is, on one hand, I'm happy with whoever wins because I like both the teams. But also that means I'm sad thinking about either of these teams losing.
I'm gonna look over and you're gonna be in tears after the game.
I hope that whoever wins, I hope that as it ends, the cameras only show me the winners celebrating.
Oh, if I
don't want to see crying.
If you see Joe Shiesty crying, is it over?
I don't want to see Joe Burrow or Matt Stafford crying. Joe Burrow probably wouldn't cry. I think Matt Stafford.
If Matt Stafford would cry, and I would bawl my eyes out if I saw him cry. We'd have to drive over there and give him a hug. Let me through. That's my boy.
Yeah, it's so hard to think about either.
You're so losing. Torn apart right now.
I mean, pulled in two different directions, but it's definitely going to be a really close.
No, it's going to be close for sure.
I think it'll be more high scoring than that, but not by much. But also, that's just because
some stuff's going to happen. Dude, some stuff's going to happen.
I mean, I think it's been a great playoffs. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl too because you've got two really great teams. And
it's really a win-win. It's the first Super Bowl to me where it's been a win-win. Whoever wins.
Yeah, I think Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow are both the type of quarterbacks to not get blown out in the Super Bowl. I can't picture either of them.
I think the last time it was a win-win for me in the Super Bowl was probably Panthers Broncos. Because I was like, oh, Peyton winning would be sick, but also I was like,
yeah, the most boring Super Bowl of all time.
Yeah, I was like, Cam Newton would be sick, and I had our boy.
Yeah, Peyton
Ryan Khalil. But yeah, I think that's the one where it's been like win-win either way, except for this one now.
When the MLB lockout is over, they need to do something different this season. The first pitch should actually be the first pitch, not ceremonial. Somebody actually has to hit it. It's the actual first pitch.
That's what we were saying today, right? Like we were saying first pitch. Imagine it was a football and you had to throw the first pass in the game.
Football game.
The first pass. Like George Bush Sr. just walking out there.
I mean, if it's a handoff, then just
just cook, man. That would be hilarious though. If like Jay-Z had to throw the first pitch, would you nail him? Would you
wait the first? Oh, like actual pitch in the game.
Yeah, like an actual pitch in the game. Like
to Mike Trout.
Like they say, the first pitch is like that person is going to throw the first pitch in the game.
Yeah, it's gonna. You have to hope that it's a ball. Because if it's anywhere, like it has to be a bad ball that they can't even get to. Because if it's in the strike zone, that thing.
Imagine the ball. Imagine a ball can Mike Trout like this, like that fast. What he does to that thing, he just has to sit there like a softball and just launch it. Do you think you could reach the plate? You think you could throw a strike if you threw the first pitch?
Yeah, of course.
I think
you don't think you could.
I don't know if I could throw a strike, man. Like that thing might curve a little bit.
You don't have, why is it curving? You trying to? I'm not trying to throw a curveball. I'm just throwing it.
Would you do the old the wind up and everything? That usually guys just go out there like this.
I'd go out there, do the wind up, spit, And
Then they,
or I spit on the ball.
They come out there. Hey, the checks you. You have the stuff on your hands. You're cheating already on the first pitch.
It's so funny to watch the. You have a spider tag on the first pitch. My bad. Just didn't want to.
Can't put on a show for the boys no more.
That's like when George Bush threw out the first pitch. He threw out the first pitch at the Yankees game shortly after 9/11.
The greatest first pitch of all time.
And he said that he like practiced the first pitch a lot. No, they all told him, they were like, you're gonna get booed if it's a bad pitch.
No, that was the greatest first pitch of all time. But could you imagine if he like guarded it?
Because there's some people that you would think, like Conor McGregor, he has thrown out one of the worst first pitches in history.
Yeah, that one was awful.
Straight into the ground, and you're like, he's an athletic guy. He should be able to throw a ball.
Yeah,
I guess they don't play baseball in Ireland.
Is it worse to do underhand if you know you can't pitch? Like if you're like first pitch, and I just come out there and go like this.
The thing is, as an American, you should just be able to throw a baseball. There's no.
We don't play catch with our dads no more, right?
I guess Conor McGregor gets a pass because he's not American.
One of the savage moments about DCA is the worst experience of my life was playing baseball, right? And the ball came at me, and instead of being like a normal human and turning my back like this, I turned this way, and the ball hits me and shatters my elbow, right? so I was terrified of getting hit like that. Like after I came back, so my dad put me in a batting cage and threw the ball as fast as he could behind my head, so I wouldn't be scared anymore. Is that the most goated moment of all time? And he's like flinching, and he would just throw it at me. Then, like he would hit me with it. Don't flinch. I'm like, it's Mr. Miyagi right now. Like, this is insane. Hey, but it didn't work. I stopped playing baseball.